Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise to Yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi, bahasham, quadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone, who are teaching this truth in sincerity. And a shout out to Yakin that's out there on the four quarters of the earth proclaiming this truth. Barak of the yahawah, barak of the yahawashi, bahasham, quadash, barak atham. So, out here another week, prophesying the downfall of Basra, also known as Babylon the Great, America, if you will, in the scriptures, though it doesn't say the name America, but is very much prophesied about in the scriptures. Also the high place of Edom, the whore that sitteth on the beast that rideth her, all of Edom, prophesying the downfall of it, because Putin not too long ago had already stressed that the U.S. dollar will collapse very soon. And you can see that it's nothing but a broken economy. I mean, this thing has been closed for so long, been in an abandoned building for years. About almost 15 years this place has been closed. They ain't doing nothing with it. They're not renovating it. They're not doing shit. They ain't got no money to. Nobody's got that kind of money to restore anything, because them days are long gone, Businesses, man, they're closing. Hometown Buffet closed earlier this year. But still, people went out and bought a bunch of shit on fucking Black Friday, thinking that, okay, we're going to have Christmas, a good portion of the people, but not like it used to be, I'll admit that, hey, finally some people have wised up, and it's like, well, we can't really afford to do this, I'm not feeling it, Like me, I have to save up to get another place, so I wouldn't be able to afford it even if I was among the wicked, Even though I'm going to be staying in a house among the wicked, still though, can't afford to partake in that. You got to have money in order to do things like that, It's kind of like going to the casino and you ain't got no fucking cash, man. What are you going to do? Panhandle outside the casino, try to get some cash to go play when people know what you asking them for? It's the same thing with Christmas and all them other ones, man. You ain't got the money, Not to mention, crops ain't getting planted, and they're purposely destroying that, There was a storm a few days ago here, a snowstorm that came. I'm surprised PG&E didn't cut the power on that one. But nonetheless, though, that storm actually went through, and there was winds at least 50 or 60 miles per hour. It was a really bad storm. Then 2 days, about another day, it was a huge thunderstorm, really loud explosions like bombs going off. Well, eventually, in 1 hour, this place will be destroyed by the bombs. And we can't wait for that. We embrace that. Which is why we come out here diligently every week to prophesy the downfall of this place. So people partake in that, And that's just it, though. Be not partakers in their plagues, because the plagues will come in 1 hour. That's talking about the nuclear missiles. This place is going to be destroyed. Think of it as a lake of fire, They always talking about hell on earth, These fucking wannabe Christians, because the real Christians were Israelites, by the way. But these wannabe Christians, because Esau, he wants to be like Jake, but he'll never be like Jake. No, because he's the devil. He was created to be the devil, so he'll never be like Jake, and he's got all the curses that come thereof, So even in his highest moments and all that, nah, he could never be like Jake. And when you make a fake image and all that, Caesar Borgia, the fake image, doesn't even come close to looking like yahawashi does in the scriptures. Where's the woolly hair? And definitely didn't make him a dark-skinned man, because if they did, well, there'd be no points for iconoclasm, now would there be? So that's just it, though. Esau wants to be like Jake. He wants the blessing, mostly. Maybe not to be like Jake, but just to have gotten the blessing, which he doesn't have the blessing, no matter how many times he calls himself the Jew, these gutter rats, and no matter how many times he puts them labels on that you're anti-Semitic, if you speak out against Zionists, because Zionist is another term for Amalek, So, you ever speak against them, Zionists, you're considered anti-Shemitic. But really, truly, though, Muslims are anti-Shemitic. Elam is Shemitic. There's so many Shemitic races. So to be anti-Shemitic, it means that you'd be against all of them. And isn't most things portrayed of Ishmael anti-Shemitic? Think about it, man. All the movies showing them as terrorists, that's anti-Shemitic. Because let's face it, though, the terrorists, those are the Edomites, man. They're the ones that created that. They created all those things. You know, ISIS, Israeli Secret Intelligence Services, they created all that. And of course, they're coming to take, well, they've already taken the oil fields, but now Russia and the Syrian Arab Army are making gains and getting rid of all them old ports that used to go into Gomer. And of course, they're also gaining grounds in Idlib. So you know that the White Helmets is provocating another false flag chemical attack again to blame Bashar al-Assad. Russia's already broadcasted that quite a few times, but they might just do that because, again, whenever Assad is winning, that's when they want to do a false flag so that way they can go into Syria and destroy any advancements that he's making. You know, especially Amalek, because Amalek's been continuing to bomb Damascus and then also continuing with their terrorist groups to try to overthrow the government of Iraq. You know, the uprisings that you see, the uproars of the people, all agent provocateurs, pretty much Israeli Secret Intelligence Services, you know, Mossad doing that, creating all that, you know. So it doesn't matter if you take down this channel or not. We're still going to be out there prophesying, and Daily Motion may be our new place to do it, you know, until, you know, Apostle Tahar tells us that we're no longer going to be doing this. Yeah, but eventually he's going to give that order. He already gave the order that there'd be no new members joining Great Millstone. So, you know, no new members joining the camp. So, you know, whatever lot you're in, that's where you're going to be. You know, so, okay, you know, relocating somewhere here, you know, I'm going to try to anyways. We'll figure that out. Nonetheless, though, a lot of things happening. You know, it's kind of funny. You look around, man. Ain't nothing here. I mean, this is what Reading has become. That used to be a business over there, but it's not there now. You know, and this, it was once a hotel. That's been fenced off for some time. You know, and you're finding places like that all over America. It does not have the mirth that it once had. You know, it once used to be prosperous. You know, and where do you see the goddamn lights? Now, if you go to other parts of town, of course, it's probably there on Hilltop and all that. Haven't checked it out yet. Not looking for goddamn Christmas decorations because I hate that fucking shit. But just making a point, though, you don't see it around here. And this is downtown Reading. So, yeah, that's not there. And it's beginning to rain. Oh, no. Does that stop me from that? Nah. I'm going to still teach anyways because that's what we're commanded to do. You know, and it's kind of funny that them alphabet groups come out, you know, and they saw that video of me being in the storage bin. Of course, I deleted the comment later. I'm not really even going to go into that, you know. These black-only Israelite groups, they're coming out, you know, saying that, you know, only black people are the Israelites. So, you know, people like me that are Israelite foreigners, we could never be, you know, in that I'm just waiting for destruction. Yeah, I'm waiting for the destruction of Esau, Edom. You know, so that way I can have my restored body. But he's waiting for the destruction of Esau, Edom too, because, you know, he's very offensive to Israelite foreigners. He's very offensive to the Native Americans and to the Latinos that are joined unto us. Because, see, they only believe that you have to have dark skin in order to be an Israelite. They don't believe in Israelite foreigners. Well, okay, this Dale came and he destroyed our land, and then he conquered us over here. And so, what do you think that was going to do? Did the scriptures not tell us that we'd be scattered among all the nations? Did the Most High not say that he had a grievance with all the nations because they parted the land? Think about it, though. That's what these Zionists did. These Amalekites, these imposters, these bastards that dwell in Ashdod. That's what they did, you know. And of course, Black Friday happened, and that's the funny thing, though, is that last night, it was funny if you do watch wrestling. On a side note, the New Day comes out to promote Black Friday, and then Sami Zayn, who is Syrian, by the way, he condemned the holiday. Well, good for Sami Zayn. He condemned the holiday, and he said that you're all hypocritical, you know, celebrating a hypocritical day, you know, pretty much calling it out like we do, you know. Of course, he got booed, but we know that everybody wants to embrace that. But this place is fake. The economy is fake, pretty much. You can see that everything is been exposed. And these Edomites are hurt. That's why YouTube is about to do what they're going to do. And we say, bring it on. Go ahead. Go ahead, shut us down. We don't care. Doesn't mean, though, that these prophecies haven't come true. Doesn't mean that this place ain't going to be destroyed in 1 hour, as we're hastening that day. That's why we come out here as diligent as we do. The more we speak it, and the more we cry unto the Lord, the more and more these things begin to pass. So I'm going to go ahead and read out of Malachi, chapter 1, one of my favorites. Oh, you ain't going to get those so-called churches to read this. No, because the real church is right here on the street. The burden of the word of the Lord to Yahawah by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet you say, wherein thou hast loved us. People often question that, especially, it's like, well, what is Christianity? It's replacement theory. It's the idea that everybody could come into the fold and that the Most High has done away with Yahawah, And a lot of people have this image that those gutter rats are Yahawah, but yet they do the most wicked, vile things on earth. Doesn't make any sense, right? But that's what Christianity teaches. Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Oh, you won't hear them going into this. Was Esau not Jacob's brother? Saith the Lord, yet I love Jacob. So he loved us. He first loved us. And I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. What's that talking about? Well, that's a future prophecy. This place, America, is going to become nothing but wilderness. Esau never stayed in Petra. Now, he's gone onto all the 4 quarters of the earth and started conquering lands and calling it his own. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. But that's the funny thing, though. It keeps on saying we will rebuild, ready and strong. Yeah, they're really rebuilding, aren't they? Look at that shit, man. There's so many places that used to be there. They haven't rebuilt shit. They certainly have raised your rent, though, and then they give you 60-day notices, but they ain't building shit. But we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And that's just it, though. This whole place is going to be overthrown very shortly here. And shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. That's right, he forever hates you. Just like that Slayer song, God hates us all. It's true, he really despises your race. He rejects your fucking race, and he despises this fucking place. He's only allowed you to rule for a short time, and we're in the end of that short time. And your eyes shall see, and you shall say, the Lord will be magnified from the border of Yahawah. Again, we're going to be magnified. That's why we're coming out here. He's rebuilding the house of David, and we're part of that. We're all a part of that new Jerusalem coming down. Jerusalem has to be established as a people before it becomes a city, before it becomes a nation again. That nation's being rebuilt as we speak, the house of David. A son honoreth his father, and a servant his master. If I then be a father, where is mine honor? And if I be a master, where is my fear? Saith the Lord of hosts unto you. That's just it, though, is that 2/3, they don't even want to claim the name. They still want to call them on all the other names, and those that do don't want to teach the 100% truth. O priests that despise my name, and you say, wherein have we despised thy name? Well, think about that, though. How do you despise his name? Okay, a lot of them still call Yahawah, yahawashi, but a lot of them don't. But also, you profane the name when you teach heresies. You have polluted bread upon mine altar, and you say, wherein have we polluted thee? Is that, you say, the table of the Lord is contemptible? You start arguing with precepts, and you start going against what the elders and apostles taught. Pretty much, though, now you've contaminated it. You're contaminated, and you want to contaminate everyone else. And if you offer the blind for sacrifice, is it not evil? If you offer the lame and sick, is it not evil? Offer it now unto thy governor. Will he be pleased with thee, or accept thy person, saith the Lord of hosts? So again, this is very displeasing to the Most High, offering polluted bread. And how do you do that? By teaching other philosophies, teaching precepts that are just simply not true. You're just making shit up as you go along. And now I pray you, beseech Yahawah, that he will be gracious unto us, that hath been by your means. Will he regard your person, saith the Lord of hosts? Who is there even among you that should shut the doors for naught? Neither do ye kindle fire on mine altar for naught. I have no pleasure in you, saith the Lord of hosts. Neither will I accept an offering at your hand. So, now, he ain't accepting those offerings. That's exactly what Esau did, try to give him fake offering, when he was here as Cain. Try to give him a polluted offering. And he does that again and again. Like these goddamn Amalekites going around fucking hitting the piñata. Like that's supposed to be honorable. Ain't nothing honorable about that. From the rising of the sun and even going down of the same, my name there shall be great among the Gentiles. And in every place incense shall be offered unto my name, and a pure offering for my name shall be great among the heathens, saith the Lord of hosts. So people are going to see his power very shortly here when he destroys this place. But you have profaned it, in that you say the table of the Lord is polluted, and the fruit thereof, even his meat, is contemptible. You keep on wanting to argue and go against what's being taught and want to say that some Edomites will be saved. Nah, the Edomites that will be saved are going to be serving slavery, and then they're going to be extinct forever. They're on their way to extinction. Yea, say also, behold, what a weariness is it, and you have snuffed at it, saith the Lord of hosts, and you brought that which was torn, and the lame, and the sick, that you brought an offering. Should I accept this of your hand, saith the Lord? But cursed be the deceiver, which hath in his flock a male, and voweth and sacrificeth unto the Lord a corrupt thing. For I am the great king, saith the Lord of hosts, and my name is dreadful among the heathen. Yeah, man, soon they're going to know. They're going to know about this day of the Lord, this great, dreadful day, when this place is destroyed by nuclear missiles, and then they see him coming down on them chariots, also destroying this place, and destroying the sinners out of it. The two-third jakes that don't want to repent, that still want to celebrate Christmas and all these wicked festivities, they're going to be destroyed with this place. They're going to receive the plagues thereof. And that's just it, though. How many times have we told people not to celebrate these things and not to delight in them? Of course. They don't want to listen. No, they'd rather hang out with their Edomite friends. And that's just it, though. They're friends with the devil. And, well, pretty much, man, they're going to be destroyed with them in 1 hour. Those missiles shall come. But first, this place is going to be destroyed economically. You can see that writing on the wall. You can see, though, that America never did overthrow the government of Syria, that Syria still remains strong till this day, and that every time they lead a false flag against Syria, they still overcome it. The last time that piece of shit Donald Trump led a strike against Syria, what happened? Bashar al-Assad just returned to work that following morning, on Saturday morning, after a couple hours of the so-called smart missiles. And as Putin had said, if the missiles were smart, they would hit the terrorists, not the government. But you see, we know who the terrorists are. You so-called Edomites, man. You red Hebrew Edomites, man. You're the terrorists. And you're the one that supports the terrorist groups. That's what this war of terror was all about. You were never looking for a man in the cave. You were bombing women, children. You were bombing residential neighborhoods. You were destroying infrastructures just for your pleasure so you could have your fat booty. But you see, all your mirth is gone. This place has been closed for over 15 years. Your places are shutting down. Hometown Buffet just fucking closed with no goddamn warning. And Shopko and Payless closed earlier this year. And last year was Kmart and Sears. So the Most High, man, is shutting your shit down. The only jobs you're really going to get now is if you work for Uber, or you possibly, want to put microchips in people. They have jobs for that, AKA doctors. Yeah, you can put microchips in people because you're going to take the chip anyways, because that's what this whole thing has been about, is breaking down the economy so that way everybody be ready for the implantable microchip. So you won't be able to buy or sell or trade unless you receive it, So pretty much, though, we're seeing that. This being the year Karagma, we have seen a lot of moves toward that. Now, earlier, some Edomites had actually tied some bullshit Christmas shit around the tree, so I guess I stand corrected there. They will be putting that up, you know. Just like them other terrorists that put up the Yankee swastika. That's what I call it anyways. The so-called American flag. You know, same shit, different day, you know. But really, though, this place, it doesn't represent freedom. It represents slavery. This has been the place of Egypt, the place of Sodom and Egypt spiritually. You know, and the funny thing is, though, is that these groups, you know, they fly around the rainbow flag, you know, like that's, you know, which does not mean what they're using it for. Of course, because they're mocking at the Most High, you know. This is the border of wickedness. This is the valley of shadow of death. There's so many ways to die here, you know, and nobody really gives a shit if you die here, you know. Think about it, man. You could be dead for a long time and nobody would even notice it. Just down the corner, if I walk a little bit further, if you didn't watch the Reading Homeless channel, you might want to check that out, man. There was a guy that had been dead there. He died in the middle of the night. And his body was left there for quite some time. Nobody really noticed it. Cars going by, not noticing it. You know, and they just went ahead and shut down over by the Reading Mall, what used to be a parking garage, you know, where homeless were sleeping. See, their solution to the homeless, of course, is to just go ahead and board everything up or just destroy it, you know. And we know that that's all part of the FEMA plan, ID 2020, you know, Agenda 2030. You know, of course, they want to microchip everyone. They want all that money to be on them chips. So they're going to cause an economic crash. And Vladimir Putin's already telegraphing that the U.S. dollar will collapse soon. You know, Chris Green, how long has he been putting out videos saying that the U.S. dollar is going to collapse? But then he's going to tell you to go ahead and subscribe to Bitcoin. Well, that won't do you any good because that's all digital currency anyways. You know, you still have to have a microchip in order to fucking use it. You know, but you see, that's just it. He's a deceiver. He puts out a lot of truth through videos, but he has an angle, though. You know, he still wants to sell you something because, after all, he was a businessman. You know, but as Carlin says, a businessman does not hold a candle to a clergyman when it comes to bullshit. You know, because the greatest steaming pile of bullshit is a clergyman. So a clergyman most recently said that Donald Trump was God's chosen. Yeah, he is, but not in the way that he's saying it. He's God's chosen in the essence of he's going to bring America to its knees. It's going to be destroyed. And that's just it, though. America's been fucking off all of its allies with Trump in power. So he's the perfect man for the job. So yeah, I would say that he's God's chosen. And it's hilarious, though. You know, a lot of people think that Trump is God. But then you got a lot of people that hate his fucking guts, man. Just recently and it was actually in Alabama, of all places. You know, you would think they would be supporting Trump there. But they deflated a Trump balloon, man. They fucking took a knife to that and fucking popped that shit. And then he got booed at a UFC ring, too. So, yeah, man. Nobody regards the leaders here. Man, you know. If I were like that other guy, you know, I could go around asking people, hey, what do you think of Donald Trump? But you see, that's just it. I'm not like those others, you know. And a lot of people have seen me. They haven't come by me to actually ask about this, but they've seen me and they're like, hey, I seen you, you know. And I just said, yeah, I talk about current events and all that. You know, being Clark Kent at the same time. You know, like I'm actually going to confront them and say, yeah, you're the Edomite and the Most High is going to kill your ass. Nah, but I can say that here. Yeah, Most High is going to kill every one of you fucking Edomites, man. And you're going to pay for everything you've done. For the Indian Removal Act, our people weren't fucking avenged yet. There hasn't been any vengeance yet. But the day of vengeance is coming. That's why he's gathering y'all up in the valley of yahawah. That's why the UN Army After Next is coming in. You know, FEMA drills and false flags happening more. London stabbing, you know, the news is all fake to make you believe. And yet, they're going to be locking down these cities very shortly here because, of course, they're going to be sending everyone over to Saudi Arabia to fight this war. And then the UN Army After Next will be coming here to enslave everyone, to set up curfews, to set up roadblocks. You won't be able to get into a city unless you have that mark in your right hand. You won't be able to enter the city because there'll be checkpoints everywhere. And they're going to track your every move. And the slightest thing will set it off. They even show you that in movies, comedy movies like Idiocracy. They show you that everything's going to be in that tracking chip. And that chip is going to be there. And you ain't going to be able to buy, sell, or trade. You just become a total slave to them. You know? And if you get out of line, they'll just turn your chip off. You know? Pretty much, though. It's happening. It's right around the corner. But nonetheless, though, you know, we tell our people not to take the chip. But you got all these other alphabet groups saying that the mark of the beast is not the chip. You know, one guy eating fucking Ruffles, acting like it's a goddamn joke. We'll see how much of a joke it is. Because you'll take the chip. Of course you will, because you said the mark of the beast is not the chip, so go ahead and get the chip. You know, we don't care about you. Fuck you. You know, you're nothing to us. You're not part of the elect, because the elect wouldn't teach that. You know? So, yeah, you contempt this. You make everything contemptible. You know? You're the ones that pollute the sanctuary. You know? And so, you know, we know that the elect has been reached and that we're just edifying each other. And that's what I hope I'm still doing, you know, by coming out here on a rainy day, on a snowy day, on a sunny day. It don't matter to me. I'll still come out here and teach until it's declared that we're no longer going to do that. When all hell's breaking loose and then you starting to see riots and all those other things, yeah, I think that at that point, that's a wrap. And that's not too far from now. You know, Donald Trump is talking about if he's impeached that there'd be a civil war and riots. Well, there might be. You know, people were dumb enough to fall for him. You know, and he brought out the true face of Esau Edom. That's why he's out there. That's why he wants this thing shut down. Because he's butthurt because he doesn't have the blessing. And that Christianity has been nothing more than a lie. It's a farce from what the Bible has to say. It's their version, you know. And, they don't go into scriptures or anything, but we do. They can't come up with arguing scriptures. They'll bring out maybe one verse, and then we can totally dissolve that. These Christians, Edomite Christians, are so fucking pathetic, you know? And it's just amazing how pathetic they are. And if you want to know more about the word pathetic, man, Apostle Tahar breaks that one down too, you know? It's hilarious, though. Here it is, though, that, you know, it's 2019, and things didn't start out great. The government was shut down for 3 weeks straight. I can hardly wait to see what the fiscal year of 2020 is when shit gets shut down again, you know. You seeing PG&E outages for no goddamn warning. Well, you see them shutting shit down. You only get maybe a 24-hour warning. And yet you've seen some storms come through. They didn't shut shit down for that, so you know that it's an agenda. Yeah, ID 2020. And that's just it, though. There's been a Rothschild plan to downsize and burn California. And this is all falling into place. You know, pretty much the infrastructure is slowly but surely not happening. You can see, though, that the roads are all fucked up. You know, that pretty much America ain't doing so good, you know. Their economy ain't booming. It's going down the toilet year after year, you know. Because, of course, that's just it. The Most High has a grievance against this place. He has cursed this place. And you being of the curse, then, you're just going to turn on each other and do the Most High's work and destroy each other. And it's a beautiful thing to see you people lose it, man. See you people committing suicide. You know, because you have no hope. That you have to now put out the commercials. You know, if you're starting to feel down, tell someone. Or bug me, you know. Because you fucking Edomites can't deal with what we've been dealing with all of our lives, you know. You can't deal with a 60-day notice, you know. And that's just it, though. It's all hell's breaking loose here. And we can see that. So, you know, just go ahead, you know. Go ahead and take down the channels. We don't care. Doesn't stop this prophecy because this word has already reached the elect. We know this. That's why there's no new members in Great Millstone, and that's why things are happening. It's taking off at a more rapid rate. We see the troops being moved into Saudi Arabia, and we can see the UN taking over. The UN controls Chicago pretty much. That was given over to the UN quite a while ago, you know, from the Ferguson riots and a whole bunch of other things. Yeah, the mayor of Chicago called on the UN to take over. So pretty much, man, this whole place is all going to be police state very soon. You won't be able to get in without that mark. You know, you won't be able to enter into the city. And even if you did have the mark, you still have to go back to your quarters, you know. Pretty much, though, this whole place is going to be destroyed in 1 hour. So, hope all this has been edifying. Like everything else, though, pray that I find another place real soon. But in the meantime, I'm still going to come out here and prophesy the downfall of you red Hebrew Edomites. For that, I want to say, barak atha yahawah, barak atha yahawashi, bahasham quadash, wa abal babal. Barak atham, yahawah elect. Shalom.